my property. You walk up here with a guy. What is he doing? Who is that white man coming up here trying to take black people's homes?
Walking up here with court order.
No, you walked up here with a guy with no name on no paper.
Keep one certain.
There's no name on that paper. You think you can throw me out of my house? That is against the law. I'm sorry. You can't.
All right, sir, you gotta leave, man. Got a court order to move off.
I gotta leave. Look, all my stuff is in here. All my life is in here. I've been here for 20 years. Really?
She did. Okay. Just like that's your mother?
No, that's my grandson.
Just like I was running into your grandmother. We got a court order to remove all person coming to the address.
I need the supervisor to come over here or somebody. Because I'm not, this is not happening to me. They think they can just come and take you out your home. That is a shame. I need somebody over y'all.
So that's what we're doing right now.
You can't evict someone. They don't even have my name on her paperwork. They just want to throw me up out of here. And that guy over there did it. He went and got them. With no paperwork, just come to your house. Y'all do that to black people all day long. He got some paperwork with nobody's name on it. And you think you get for the property, not the persons that's in them.
Step out your car.
You can step out in. You're not in trouble. I'm not scared of these people.
Just step out.
And I don't even know why you're showing it to him. I'm the grown person.
You didn't want to look at it, man.
I don't need that. My name ain't on it.
He's an adult, right?
Yeah, but my name ain't on it.
We're in the state of Florida, right?
You don't even have his glasses
We're from the County Sheriff's Office. You are commanded to remove all persons from 3718
I can't believe this. I'm really appalled.
This company in possession of the property.
This is a shame. So I don't know where they think I'm going to go. I don't have any place to go. I'm going to sit here on this damn floor.
Presenting my
$7 rent.
$7 rent. $7 rent. $7.
That's crazy. The gaslighting is crazy. First, let's address, she looked real comfortable. She had her coffee, she had her tea or whatever. She was still in her inside clothes. Her son, I guess, came to the door with a bonnet on. So when I say this, I bring this up because I've always wondered, how can you be so comfortable knowing you haven't paid your bills? Like, I would be anxious every second, feeling like what happened to her, where they came to remove her immediately. I would be every second worried about that. But it didn't look like she was. And it definitely didn't look like the son was, which, he looked like he's still probably in high school. So, but they had to show him the paper because the son was being more mature than the parent. But I just don't get it how you're so comfortable. And then you have the gall to try to play victim. And not just any victim. You're throwing around the race card when clearly these people don't know you from a blade of grass. They're just there doing their job. They have the paper. They just go to the location and they serve the paper. It had nothing to do with your race, you know. And then, if anything, it was equal representation. You had a black officer, you had a white officer. What, they had to both be black? Right. Because you see, she was talking to the black officer like, I don't know, like she was like lecturing him. And it's like the mitigated gall when you're lecturing him and then trying to shame him for doing his job when you're not handling your responsibility, which is to just pay your bills on time. And who knows how long it's been going on as far as how long you've been defaulting on your payments. But at what point are we just going to take responsibility? At what point are we just going to take accountability and just say, I'm wrong? You know, at least come into the situation more humble. Like, look, this is my situation. You know, I got my kids in here. You're coming in entitled and bold. So that makes it even harder for anybody to feel sorry for you when justice gets served. Let's watch the next one.
$7.17.
I think I'm going to go. I don't have any place to go. I'm going to sit here on this damn floor.
Presenting my
$7 rent.
$7 rent. $7 rent. $7 rent.
Then there's the teen job dilemma.
Is that for real? I had heard like some people's rent is like $70, $60. You can get $7 rent? Oh wow. So that's why our taxes keep going up like this. $7 rent and people still get evicted.
Y'all, I want to get this motherfucking Section 8 voucher up and just start the fuck over. I feel like this shit is holding me the fuck back.
All right. Y'all, we're not gonna be able to watch her because her mouth is just too foul. Like it wasn't even 5 seconds. And she said 3 to 5 curse words. She's gonna get me demonetized. So we're gonna have to go to somebody else who can talk with some elegance and some class.
Listen up, because I'm not going to keep saying this, okay? Everybody on Section 8 does not pay $0 rent, $25 rent, $50 rent, okay? Let me tell you something. Majority of the women who are single mothers who have Section 8 because they need assistance with the rent. Not that they need their rent paid completely and totally and free. It's a lot of women out here that's paying a nice amount of money for rent, okay? Six, seven, $800 to be exact. Because they need help paying the rent because they don't just pay rent, like other people. I ain't gonna get to calling out no names and stuff, but y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. Like them fathers who just have to pay their rent and their cell phone bill and they whatever little expenses that they have, they don't have to pay not a expense for a child, including child support. Yeah. So when a woman is fully supporting a child and she got to pay for daycare on top of that, she got to pay for all the clothes and shoes and sports and all of them other expenses. That's where her rent being reduced by 30% comes into effect. So now she can pay her rent and her kids can still enjoy sports and all their school activities that they have, their dances, making sure their hair get cut and their hair look nice and they have nice clothes and shoes and those type of things. They have to go to daycare. Baby, daycare is expensive. Childcare is expensive. So yeah, that rent, it offsets that for her. So don't be mad.
If I had sex
No, we can still be mad. Like the entitlement. Like we can still feel however we want to feel about it because we're paying for it at the end of the day. Now, yeah, they need what they need, but at the same time, see, you know what's funny, y'all? Anytime I take on any grand endeavor that I know is going to come into my life and make a big impact, whether that's business, whether that's a relationship, you know, any big decision that I make that I know is going to have a long-lasting impact on my life, do you know what I do first? I do my research. And because I know that I'm about to invest into something that is permanent. So I do my research. I see what is it going to cost here, right? And if we translate this to what she's talking about, as far as having a child and then having all these necessities, right? Why didn't you look up how much daycare is before you had a child? Why didn't you look up? Why didn't you think about the fact that now you can't have a 1 bedroom? You have to have a 2 bedroom. Why didn't you look up how much everything costs as far as formula, whatever the case, right? We're just having kids and then we're just trying to figure it out on the back end. And we're having them this way because you know that really the security blanket is going to be these government benefits, right? So that's your preparation. But as you see now, laws can be subject to change or they can be regulated and more heavily restrictive. And it can happen just like that. It can happen just off of, you know, a uh, political change, right? When political powers will change hats, it can happen just off of maybe on a local level where they just decide to instill or vote in a new law. So if you're counting on that, then as you see now, that's not a safe bet. And the safe bet is always going to be with yourself and what you're doing in order to enhance and in order to sustain your current situation and what you're doing to also grow so that you can make sure as you take on more things that you can be prepared and that you don't have to look outward in order just to be able to afford the things that you need in your day to day. So I think that's where we have to start. And, she's right as far as, yes, kids do need certain things. And, she's putting it on the father that the man that she chose apparently isn't there, which you also have to take accountability for that as well. But, and when I say accountability, ideally, we want to be having these children in some level of stability. And stability is always going to be where you and the other party involved are on a solid foundation and y'all have an understanding. But really, we're just making impulsive split second decisions when we're having these kids. And we need to be making more thought out decisions when we have these kids. It's ultimately what I'm trying to convey. So we'll leave it there. Y'all like the video. Also subscribe if you enjoy Limitless Legion, and Cash App link below if you want to tip the channel. Buy your boy iced coffee. And also feel free to join the Patreon as well, where I do post exclusive self-improvement content. But until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video.